Hello, welcome to GeoGebra playing with triangles, 2 right plus 1 acute. The purpose of this video is to walk you through how you're going to be playing with this applet and how you're going to construct and measure a triangle. Then you're going to do 2 more. So follow along and you can watch the video and be doing the construction as we describe it. So you have tools here, a move tool, you have a polygon tool, a measuring tool, and then you have a delete tool. You also have an undo here, and you have a little menu that we're going to talk about in a moment. But what we want to begin with is just building a triangle. So we're going to come to our polygon tool, this one. And when we come to the play area, the work area, when you click uh, one time, you create a point and a line, and then click again, and then click again, and then go back to the first one. Cool. So now we have built a triangle. Excellent. Now, before we do anything else, let's move here to the arrow key, because if we don't, we're going to keep building triangles. So now I can move my whole triangle wherever I want. I can change any of the points, and of course the triangle um, changes with it, which is kind of nice. I can also change where the labels are placed. If you see, I'm going to put them all outside, and I'm going to leave my triangle, maybe make it a little bit bigger this way. That looks good. And then I'm going to do the next thing. The next thing I'm going to do is measure the sides of this triangle. To measure, we're going to use this tool, and this tool will allow us to measure sides and angles. So let's begin by measuring the side. So the sides, of course, is distance. So I'm going to come here and put distance. And now when I click on one of the sides, ooh, it gives me the distance. I'm going to click on all three. And now I have the measurements in my triangle. I'm going to go back to the move tool. Every time I do something, I go back to the move tool just so I can adjust things a little bit. Here you go. And of course, if I change the sides of my triangle, if I make it more pointy or less pointy, all the sides are updated automatically, which is kind of cool. So very nice. Good. So now I have my triangle here that with the measurements that you see. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the angles. So pay attention here. How are we going to do this? I'm going to start with angle A, and then I'm going to do angle C, and then I'm going to do angle B. And every time I measure an angle, the way I do it is I'm going to use the measuring tool, and I have to select the beginning, the middle, and the end points of my angle, but I have to be careful that I do it in the right order. So let's start here. I'm going to click on angle, then I'm going to bring my tool to point B, and then I go to point A, and then when I move towards point C, see how that is showing a measurement for an angle, a little arc? Click on it. And hey, there we go. I'm going to go to my move tool again, and that is the measurement of this angle, 63.5 degrees. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the other two angles, but watch please so you don't end up with an angle that sometimes looks a bit strange. So I'm going to do these for angle C. I'm going to go from A, then to C, and then to B. And if something strange happens, you will know. So I'm going to click on these again, and then I'm going to go from A to C. Look how the angle is showing, and then to B. Nice. So this angle is 76 degrees. Very good. And then I'm going to do the last angle, which is the angle at B. I'm going to click on my tool, angle, and I'm going to start from C to B to A. Excellent. And there it is. And I'm going to move these so I can see the angles inside my triangle. And of course, when I move it, everything updates. Not cool? So this is what we call dynamic geometric software. The stuff changes automatically. Awesome. Very good. So now I'm going to show you how you're going to change a couple of things in your triangles. Remember, this is one triangle. You're going to build three. You're going to build two right triangles, and I'll let you figure out how you're going to do that. And you're going to build one acute triangle. This is an acute triangle because it has three angles that are less than 90 degrees. If I wanted to build, to make these an obtuse angle, it would be like this, or an escalene. And if I wanted it to make a right angle, you'll figure it out. Cool. Next thing, we are going to color the size of our triangle. And the way we're going to do that is just by using our arrow key and click on one side. And what we are going to do is this. We are going to color the biggest side blue, the smallest side red, and the other side green. So blue is going to be the biggest side, and then red is going to be the smallest side, green is going to be in the middle. So this is going to be like Goldilocks. So I'm going to find the bigger side of my triangle, and I think the bigger side is here. Now I'm going to show you something really neat. So this is the biggest side because it measures 4.11, is more than 307 or 3.6. I'm going to come to this little menu. Now remember that this is highlighted, and I'm going to change the color. Ooh, I'm going to make this blue. Cool. And I can change the color to a different color, but now I'm going to leave it blue. I can make the line maybe a little thicker if I want to. Not too much, but that would be good. So now I have the longest side blue. I'm going to do the smallest side, which is this 3.07. I'm going to do it red. So I'm going to do the same thing. I have my cursor here. And then now I have my menu to set the color. I'm going to pick red. Cool. And maybe I'll make the line also just a little bit thicker, like size 6. Great. And then finally, I'm going to do the other side, not not the longest, not the smallest, but the one in between. And this is going to be green. There it is, green. And I'm going to also change the line a little bit. Very good. So now I have my three sides colored according to the scheme that we made. Longest blue, shortest red, and the other one green. Now we're going to do the same thing with the angles. So I'm going to color the biggest angle blue, the smallest angle red, and then the other one green. Okay, so I'm going to look at my triangle here. This angle is 58. And don't worry about the decimals. I mean, make sure that the numbers are different, but this is 58, this is 46, this is 75. Well, this is the bigger one. So I'm going to click on it, and notice here I have the same color. So these I'm going to make blue because it's the bigger one. Now these colors are softer because it's for angles. I'm going to make it a bit darker here. I can change all kinds of cool things, and I'm going to make it blue. And I could also change the line if I wanted. I'm happy the way it is. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So now I have this angle in blue. Cool. Now I'm going to see the smallest angle and color it red. This one is 58. This one is 46. So this is the smaller one. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to come here, select the colors, change the color to make it more intense. And then I can see the red one here, and that's the color I want for this angle. Good. And then finally, the green one, which I think is already green, but let's just make sure the angle is here. I think it's green already, but if it was not, I would highlight it, come here, in case yours is not, and then color it green, just like we did our side. Okay, so this is our construction. Very cool. And of course, now the only thing I have to keep in mind, I want to keep the longest side blue and the smallest side red, and the angle's the same. So once I build my first triangle, I'm going to be happy with it. I'm going to come here to the move, and maybe I move it a little bit. Notice how the whole thing moves. Don't grab a point because then the point is going to move something else. And I can close this menu. Good. I can zoom in or zoom out a bit because if I need more space. Cool. And now I'm going to build the other two triangles. Well, actually, you are going to build the other two triangles. And then there's a few questions you're going to answer, and we're going to talk about them together. So have fun with this, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.